Cierro, como lo he dicho, yo aquí estoy para pelearle ahora en 140 y demostrarle que estamos igual de fuertes o más fuertes que en 135 y también callarle la boca.
Recently, boxing insiders and fans were taken aback when Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz declined the opportunity to face Ryan Garcia. Many saw this as a chance to solidify his position in the sports world and to launch his career. Ileliton earns a substantial salary. For Isaac Cruz, the timing simply wasn't right. His decision to pass on a high-profile fight with Ryan Garcia came down to one simple belief: bad luck.
You're scared! You're scared!
There they are, ladies and gentlemen, premier boxing champ.
Cruz's advisor, Shan Gibbons, explained that the fighter didn't want to commit to another bout while preparing for his critical matchup against Angel Fierro on February 1st. To Cruz, splitting his focus between two fights could spell disaster, and he wasn't willing to risk it all for short-term gains. The story gained traction just hours after Turki Al-Alik, the influential boxing financier, announced that Garcia would instead face Rolando Romero. According to Gibbons, Cruz, with a record of 26-2-1 to 18 KOs, had already zeroed in on the Fierro fight, believing it demanded his complete attention. Gibbons characterized Cruz's mindset as cautious yet strategic, pointing to boxing history for validation. He referenced fighters like Jaime Munguia, who overlooked a supposedly easy opponent and suffered a devastating knockout that derailed his trajectory toward bigger fights with Edgar Berlanga and Caleb Plant. For Cruz, the lesson was clear: focus on the task at hand or risk losing everything. His decision wasn't merely about superstition, but a deep respect for the sport and its inherent dangers. Fierro, with a record of 23-2-1 to 18 KOs, is far from a pushover. Known for his rugged style and heavy hands, he's the type of fighter who can shatter plans if underestimated. Gibbons stressed that dismissing Fierro as just another stepping stone would not only be disrespectful, but also reckless. You turn the other guy into a tune-up, and that's when you get beat, Gibbons warned, emphasizing why Cruz is treating Fierro as a serious challenge rather than a warm-up for bigger fights. Still, the decision to walk away from a potential fight with Ryan Garcia has sparked endless debate. After all, a matchup between Cruz and Garcia promised fireworks. Cruz, nicknamed Pitbull, is a relentless pressure fighter with knockout power, while Garcia is a flashy counterpuncher who thrives under the brightest lights. Their contrasting styles alone would have made for a thrilling spectacle. Add in their personalities, Cruz's no-nonsense demeanor versus Garcia's social media swagger, and the fight had all the ingredients to become a modern classic. For his part, Garcia isn't dwelling on Cruz's withdrawal. Instead, he's moving forward with a new opponent, Rolando "Raleigh" Romero.
That's gonna fucking get me what I want, that gonna make me into a bigger star, is me versus Ryan. But I think that's premature. Me and Ryan will fight at welterweight.
You and Ryan Garcia at welterweight?
Yeah, down the line, you'll see. It's gonna be one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing, if not the biggest fight in the history of boxing, and you'll see.
You think he's got more skills right now than Devin Haney?
Known for his unique fighting style and brash personality, brings his own flair to the ring. The Garcia-Romero clash is set for early May and will headline a blockbuster card in New York City's Times Square, orchestrated by Al-Alik. The event, scheduled during the Cinco de Mayo weekend, is shaping up to be a can't-miss spectacle. In addition to Garcia versus Romero, the card features Devin Haney taking on former unified 140-pound champion Jose Ramirez, as well as a heavyweight title eliminator between Martin Bacol and Ife Ajagba. Staging the event during the iconic Cinco de Mayo weekend, long dominated by Canelo Alvarez, adds another layer of significance. It's a bold move that signals the arrival of a new generation of stars ready to claim boxing's biggest stages. While fans may lament the missed opportunity of Cruz versus Garcia, the decisions by both fighters highlight their individual priorities. For Cruz, it's about staying grounded and respecting the sport's unforgiving nature. For Garcia, it's about moving forward and seizing opportunities. Both paths reflect the complexities and challenges of navigating boxing's elite level, where every decision can shape legacies. As the boxing world prepares for what's ahead, one thing remains certain: the stakes are higher than ever, and the sport's new generation is ready to deliver.
Man win. That's all I can say. May the best man win. Whoever wins deserves it.
Fought Tank last. Is there anything in particular that Ryan has to look forward to with his skill set versus Tank on fight night?
Tank tricky, Ryan tricky. They're both fast as
For Garcia, the bout with Romero represents a pivotal point in his career, not simply another step. Garcia has been trying to establish himself after his contentious 2024 no-contest loss to Devin Haney. He's excited to show the world why he's one of the most talked about figures in sports, as his ban, which kept him out of action for several months, comes to an end just in time for this fight. However, following his at the 8th TKO, Romero has not been willing to take on the position of the underdog. In an effort to restore his reputation, Romero has been training non-stop at his Las Vegas gym. Historical perspective on Manuel Hazen. His decision in September was a positive move, and he is now prepared to face Garcia. As Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero prepare for their much-anticipated showdown, Isaac Cruz's camp remains focused on the task at hand, the February 1st fight against Angel Fierro. Cruz's advisor, Shan Gibbons, emphasized that the decision to pass on the Garcia fight was entirely Cruz's own, not influenced by his promoter, Premier Boxing Champions. This level of independence is rare in a sport where promoters often chart a fighter's career path, underscoring Cruz's confidence and clear understanding of what's best for him long-term. Cruz's decision also highlights the strategic mental aspect of boxing. It's a sport where looking too far ahead can be costly. Gibbons pointed to cautionary tales of boxing legends like Terry Norris and Tommy Morrison, who lost massive paydays after underestimating interim opponents. Cruz has taken these lessons to heart, recognizing that the Fierro fight is a significant hurdle he must overcome before contemplating bigger opportunities. Fierro, a rugged and dangerous opponent, demands full attention, and Cruz isn't taking any chances. Even with this careful planning, the possibility of a future fight between Cruz and Garcia remains alive. Gibbons hinted that if Cruz successfully handles Fierro, talks about a Garcia showdown could resume. Cruz himself has expressed confidence in his ability to beat Garcia, boldly stating that he would knock Ryan Garcia dead. It's the kind of declaration that keeps fans intrigued, even as the fight remains on hold. Adding to the allure of a potential Cruz-Garcia clash is the rivalry between their camps, tied to two of boxing's most iconic figures. Garcia is backed by Oscar de la Hoya, while Cruz has ties to Floyd Mayweather Jr. This connection brings another layer of intrigue to their matchup, as it continues the long-standing rivalry between de la Hoya and Mayweather. Their protégés carrying this competitive legacy forward would add an extra dimension to the fight, elevating its stakes and appeal. For now, both fighters are pursuing paths aligned with their respective goals. Cruz is staying true to his philosophy of taking one fight at a time, while Garcia is seizing the opportunity to headline a major event against Romero. Though fans may feel disappointed that the Cruz-Garcia showdown isn't happening yet, the stage is being set for an even bigger clash in the future. Meanwhile, Garcia's journey to his interim fight against Romero has been anything but smooth. Following his controversial no decision against Devin Haney in April 2024, Garcia's career took a challenging turn. His positive test for the banned substance Osterine cast a shadow over what should have been a career-defining moment. Instead of celebrating a victory over Haney, Garcia faced a one-year suspension from the New York State Athletic Commission, sidelining him during a pivotal period. Despite this setback, Garcia has been on a mission to rebuild his reputation. His matchup against Romero, set for early May, represents a crucial step in re-establishing his standing in the sport. Romero, a confident and flashy fighter, promises to bring his own unique style to the ring, creating an exciting and unpredictable showdown. The Garcia-Romero fight will headline a blockbuster event in New York City's Times Square, orchestrated by Turki Al-Alik and scheduled for the iconic Cinco de Mayo weekend. The card also features marquee matchups, including Devin Haney versus former unified 140 pounds champion Jose Ramirez and a heavyweight title eliminator between Martin Buchholz and Ifet Ajagba. The timing of the event, traditionally associated with Canelo Alvarez, signals the arrival of a new generation of boxing stars ready to take center stage. For Cruz and Garcia, their respective fights against Fierro and Romero are critical stepping stones that could shape the future of their careers. Both matchups carry high stakes and promise to deliver compelling action. As the boxing world watches these bouts unfold, anticipation for a potential Cruz-Garcia clash will only continue to grow, ensuring that this story is far from over. Ryan Garcia's attempt to make a comeback in late 2024 through an exhibition bout in Japan was derailed by a wrist injury, further delaying his return to the ring. Now, with his suspension ending on April 20, 2025, Garcia's clash with Rolando Romero marks his official return to competitive boxing. This fight is more than just a tune-up, it's a statement. Garcia aims to remind fans and critics why he remains one of the sport's most talked about fighters. Garcia, a former junior welterweight title holder, has experienced a roller coaster career that includes a high-profile knockout loss to Gervonta Davis in 2022 and subsequent efforts to rebuild his reputation. Romero, on the other hand, is coming off a unanimous decision victory over Manuel Gesta, showcasing his determination to stay relevant in a stacked division. For Garcia, Romero represents a dangerous challenge that cannot be underestimated, especially if Garcia hopes to set up a future rematch with Devin Haney. While Garcia has dealt with controversy and injuries, Haney has been focused on solidifying his legacy. Boasting a perfect 31-0 record, Haney's journey hasn't been without complications. After his controversial no decision against Garcia, Haney was named the WBC champion in recess, allowing him to challenge for the title upon his return. For now, he is preparing for an interim bout against Jose Ramirez, a former unified junior welterweight title holder. Though Ramirez's career has seen ups and downs, including the loss to Josh Taylor in their 2021 undisputed title clash, he has proven resilient. Ramirez rebounded with 3 consecutive wins before falling to Arnold Barbosa in November. Known for his aggressive style and experience, Ramirez poses a credible threat to Haney, who must stay sharp to avoid any missteps. Both Garcia and Haney face crucial tests in their upcoming fights, which could shape their futures and the trajectory of the lightweight division. As these bouts approach, fans eagerly await the outcomes, knowing the stakes could be higher for either fighter.
Fuerte.